All right. All right. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. We are live. We are live with this discussion. We are live at this discussion on changes of greatness is happening. I'm dying to talk about this because this tells me that we're getting greatness, and I am dying to see how everything is going forward with this whole direction. And I really am super, super excited to see how everything is going to go forward with the direction of Marvel. Because I'll say this, with the multiverse, there's endless possibilities. Endless possibilities. Exactly. Exactly. And when I look at DC and they say, oh, we're doing the multiverse. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You ain't setting up the multiverse. You're just covering it up with a cheap lie so you don't get bitched at. You don't get fucking yelled at. You don't get fucking crucified. Because if you really uh, were serious on doing the multiverse, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing now. You would keep Ben Affleck. You would work out a way of a working relationship with having a Cavill and everything between on that. You choose not to go forward. You choose not to go forward with the Zack Snyder DC universe. You wanted to go in a different direction because you got hated on because Marvel was killing you and you wanted to do a better direction. I heard the rumors for XMen will be killing off. Which ones? Which ones are we talking about? Are we talking about the original actors of X-Men, which is the original trilogy with Hugh Jackman and everything between? Okay, that's fine. Just keep Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman has talked about Kevin Feige, and there was even a picture that he shared and he deleted, and it was the Wolverine claws, and people were thinking, is he coming back for Wolverine again? And I think for once, I'm like, if we're really going to go forward with this direction, I could see an old man Wolverine going forward, and we introduce X-23. And plus, the actress that plays X-23 has expressed interest of coming back. But yet again, I don't know if they have talked to Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige is your George Lucas of Marvel. Kevin Feige is the heart and soul of Marvel Studios. So I honestly, and also I heard that he's been pushing for a rated R Wolverine movie. So I don't know if that's fully true, but yet again, I could believe it as well because I'm like, there were rumors of a Miss Marvel, a Ironheart show, a fucking Loki show in the works, a Wanda and Vision show in the works. So I could believe it. I mean, like, whenever it's Marvel Studios, I believe it. I truly believe it because it's like, I know exactly what they're probably going to end up doing. It's like a tease of what's yet to come. And, you know, I'll just say this. If they kill off the original X-Men, hey, that's all good. I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, I look at the whole thing of what's happened to the X-Men franchise. Go ahead and kill as much as you can, but just keep the good ones and just go forward with the other ones. And that's exactly what's probably going to end up happening. But the problem that I feel, and the way I see it, is I think that what Kevin Feige is going to do is I think that I prefer I heard that too. I heard there's going to be a Wolverine series. But yet again, I don't know. Granted, I mean, like, it's up to Disney. It's up to Marvel and Disney to work it out. I heard that, I heard it was the old X-Men appearing and get killed off in the post credits. And sure, okay. We'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. I mean, like, I'm hoping they do, but yet again, I'm also hoping that we get to see X-23 come back because I mean, look at the recent the actress who played her. I'm not gonna lie, she's proved me wrong. She's actually proved me wrong, and I'm like, wow, you actually look pretty hot. You could get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, right? Because X23 has that yum yum yum. You get what I'm saying, right? She could be very hot, and because granted, she likes leather and all that stuff. So I mean, like to me, I'm like, you're not that bad. You're not that bad. I could actually buy you as X23 as an adult because I could really truly believe what you're going for. To me, I mean, like I loved her as X23. I really did. I actually really felt like she earned that character so much shine that what we did with that character, and I really just felt like she deserved every credit that she gets. But I mean, but yet again, at the same time, she's at a TV show with HBO Max based on a book series, so we don't know if she's gonna have enough time to do it. But I mean, yet again, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the multiverse is so many great things, and yet again, I mean, this is the time that I want the Lucis brothers to come back. Now we got the whole Scarlett Johansson situation to be over. It's time to bring them back and get their asses together and go forward with the Secret Wars film that they're going to go for. I want to have that moment where I see all three Spider-Mans, Venom, Miles, maybe even Spider-Gwen for the whole thing, and we intertwine everything. We intertwine it all so we could see that we are celebrating the Marvel movies that we have come before, and we have done so many things for the Marvel movies. Meanwhile, DC, what do we have? It's crickets. Crickets. You got Batman. That's really it. Batman. Too much Batman can kill a character. Too much Batman can kill a character to a point where that's all you're going to give. And that's the problem. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about is how is No Way Home's going to come to be. Because when I look at No Way Home, I just feel like, okay, we established we're going to the multiverse. We brought in Dr. Octavius from Spider-Man 2, and there's very much rumors and leaks or whatever of all Spider-Man movies have pretty much going to be a massive fest in this film. And I heard that Venom 3, not Venom 3, Venom from Spider-Man 3, correct myself. Yeah, oh, dude, I am burnt out of Batman comics. I'm good with the stuff I have with Batman. And if I want to read Batman stories, I'm just going to read some of the new stuff. But I'm just like, I'm more interested on, reading other stuff now. I mean, like, I feel like with the comics of DC, it's just, they really just too much overexposed a character. And that's what their problem is. They overexposed Batman. It's almost to a point where imagine Marvel just greenlighting so many Spider-Mans and just to such a degree that they overexposed the character of Spider-Man that they killed the character. Too much is not good. Sometimes less means more. Oh, dude, that is so guaranteed. Because let's all face facts. The only thing that people are really excited for is the games. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, or should I say, Suicide Squad versus the Justice League, which I really just could call that and be done with it. And also Gotham Knights, which I guarantee you, Batman will be a playable character. I just don't believe he's dead. I'm like, no way. If he's dead, okay, and maybe you got me, and I'll accept the L, but I just don't believe it. I just don't buy it. I mean, dude, that shit was that. Dude, I'll just say this: that Nightwing, that Batman and Robin book when Dick Grayson was Batman was fucking good. That was so good. That was so good. I mean, he brought so much life for that character. He brought so much life for that character, and I just like I don't understand. I'm like, why? Why do they really took something that really just absolutely didn't make him? Let's just put it in better terms. Why didn't they go all out on it? It would have been so good to see that. But yet again, it is what it is. I mean, I get it. I understand why they did it because they just it is what it is. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and fans like me are they're gonna like what they're gonna like, and this is why I kind of prefer Marvel over DC. Um, Batman's gonna be I heard about that, which is gonna be very interesting. Which honestly, I mean, I could see a little bit of like that whole moment where Batman had his brother, which is a Talon, one of the Court of Owls, which is basically their Batman before Batman, and he was claiming that he was Thomas Wayne Jr. and he was telling Bruce that I'm your brother, I am the real deal, and Batman didn't want to believe it, and it was such really great in the whole story of New 52. And I really enjoyed New 52 a lot. I really did. I really thought that whole Court of Owls storyline was so good. And granted, I mean, Batman versus Robin, it was cool. I mean, like, but I just felt like for the whole thing, it was just they really did a lot different with that character now these days. I mean, I want to say this right now. Fuck me. Close. Okay, back that up. All right. Share screens. Tell me she does not look like a mature X-23. You couldn't tell me that I could not see as X-23 just being an adult version of the character. I mean, I could totally buy it. I could totally buy her as X-23. She looks great, and I could totally see her fit the bill. I mean, but it's just the problem is I really just feel like that would have been so goddamn good. Spider-Man, and yeah, exactly. And it's honestly, I mean, I'll tell you the truth. It's going to be very interesting how, supposedly, this is what I've heard. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to stick in the long run, so they're going to be around. So I'm like, if Venom is going to be around in the MCU, imagine how it's going to be where we're going to see 3 Spider-Mans. Oh, man. And also I heard Spider-Man 4 and Amazing Spider-Man 3 is in the works. And I'm like, imagine the next couple of years, 2023, 2024, Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man Venom versus Spider-Man, which is the MCU Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 3, we're going to have all this shit in one basket. I'm like, dude, this is great. This is awesome. Where's DC? Crickets. 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 How's your Black Superman going, J.J. Abrams? I'm not looking too good. I'm looking forward to that backlash. Oh, man. Yeah, it was great. It was one of the best. I would say Batman Eternal was fucking good. Batman and Robin was Batman and Robin Eternal was really fantastic as well. But I mean, man, there was so much greatness. There was so much greatness, and yet fans had to ruin it with the whole rebirth crap. I mean, this is what it is. Sorry, I had to be breaking that whole love of DC. No, not DC. The whole love of people love the Rebirth comics. It's just, I'm sorry, I had to do that. But I mean, for me, I just, I look at a lot of things and just, there's so much I see in Marvel, and I'm just like, wow, it's such such great to be a Marvel fan. It's so good being a Marvel fan. It's so good that I'm just like, I'm proud to be a Marvel fan. I'm not ashamed being a Marvel fan. I'm not ashamed to be a Marvel fan because what I see is what I want. And it's so good because you could do things. You could bring characters in. You could bring your own version, or should I say, a new version of fucking whatchamacallit, a new version of, I'm trying to, Iron Man. Correct myself. God damn it. I could see a new version of Iron Man, and it's just so much. It's just so much. I tend to just laugh. I tend to laugh because it's how bad, how far, DC has gone. I remember DC was at the top of the tier. People were so excited to see Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern, all this shit. People like, I'm gonna bring this fucking guy back. Give me 1 minute. I gotta bring this fucking guy. He did an entire rant video. Just on that alone, and it's just like, dude, it fucking failed for good damn reasons, and you know it. And yet, they really, I'll just say this, they really don't understand. They really don't. And I'm talking about a group of people that I was former friends with. And you know what? I'm very glad that I'm not friends with them, because I'm like, for me, I'm very glad. It really is just how things are. Because, for me, I'm just saying, no matter what anyone else says, people just don't want to accept the L. And that's exactly what happened. Green Lantern failed, and the rest was history. And, people rant about it, saying how bad it is. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad for multiple reasons. They rushed. It was Frankenstein. It was just garbage. And, even Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool himself, which honestly, I'm going to say this right now, he's probably going to get like 3 more movies, plus a SpiderMan or a Marvel MCU crossover film. I mean, I guarantee you that. I guarantee it's like, oh, who are you? Oh, you're fucking, what's his face? Fuck. Tom Holland. Or should I say Iron Jr.? Or I guarantee you he's going to say such a ridiculous statement that's very much a nod towards the fans, a nod towards a lot of things. Like, for example, the whole factor of Deadpool saying, which XMen? Patrick Stewart or I forgot the actor. The actor played Professor X in X-Men First Class. And he said too many timelines. DC's been copying since. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. That sometimes happens, but yet again, I see Marvel doing the same with DC. I mean, like, you can't say one is not original over the other, because there are so many things. I would say let's bring back the whole Squadron Supreme. That was a DC knockoff. There was even one character that looked like Hawkman. I mean, come on. They both copy each other, and they know it. But, I mean, like, for me, the one thing I looked at it's like, with DC, it's just, you're getting shit film. Or you're knowing, like, okay, is this going to be good or is it going to be trash? That's the definition. You can't even fully trust their projects. And that's the problem. I wish that things were drastically different. I wish that things were fucking billion times better than what we have now. It sucks. It's the way how things are. People like me would have been very much open arms if they stuck their guns and say, okay, you know what? We know we kicked out Zach, but we're going to go forward with this universe. Because I would say, that judging on Infinity War, it was probably going to be a very different film. I guarantee you, Infinity War would have been a very different film if they had Zack Snyder do his origin, do his story that he wanted to go for. I think that yours truly, Thanos, would have been very different if the powers they may be didn't happen. If yours truly, fucking, if yours truly, Zach, didn't, or should I say, did do his story, we wouldn't be here. But when I look at DC, it's not looking too good. And I'm sorry I keep on saying yours truly. I get tongue tied. I really do, and I'm trying to say the best words as I can without getting too fast, because sometimes I have a little problem with that whole thing. So if I keep on saying yours truly, it gets a little. It's much more easy for me to say it. Right, but I apologize if I keep on saying it, because I'm getting a little bit annoyed out of it. Keep on saying the goddamn yours truly. It's a little bit annoying. I'm so sorry. I really am. Apologize on that whole thing. But I mean, you know, I'm being honest, and I'm very much trying to look at the future for Marvel, and you know, all I see is great. All I see is great things, and I keep on seeing great things, and I'm more smiling, and I'm just excited because I mean, like, look what happened to What If. What If was a multiverse level battle with Ultron coming in and just absolutely smashing the Watcher, and it's like, holy shit. I mean, I'll just say this right now. They must have been a fan of Dragon Ball Z, because the way the fights were going, it felt like a Dragon Ball fight. They were just smashing through buildings and buildings and buildings, and it's just like, Jesus. You know that one fight? Ren will know what I'm talking about, or someone will know what I'm talking about. When Gogeta and Broly were battling, and this was like the ending of the fight, where Gogeta transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and Broly transformed into his legendary Super Saiyan state. They were clashing, and they opened dimensions, and they were going all over the place, and it was just insanity. And it's like, it reminded me of, like, they must be fans of Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry. There was so much, like, nod towards them. Like, the whole Captain Marvel pretty much looked like a female Super Saiyan. The whole Shang-Chi, that whole dragon fucking fest was like a fucking fest of Dragon Ball Z. That, you couldn't tell me that dragon did not look like Shenron, because he had the horns, just changed the whole skin color to green, and voila, it's Shenron. It's so much, and I'm like, dude, we gotta get these people to just do a Dragon Ball live action adaptation. They have the rights. They have the rights to do it. I would fucking do it. And I would get the actor who played Shang-Chi, because he reminded me of how Goku should be. He had that portrayal of silliness, but also that calm, goofy side. Or that he had the seriousness. He had the seriousness. Can't even fucking say it right, motherfucker. He had the seriousness. And I know I'm butchering it, but I apologize. But it's just like, there were so much things I felt like, you know, they really did very well with that film, and I love the shit out of it. I'm gonna get that film on DVD. I'm gonna get yours truly, fucking Black Widow, whenever I get that film whole thing done. The original DC. Yeah, I heard about that. I forgot Man of Steel. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. And Megan Fox. Oh my God. I swear to God, Megan Fox, if she comes in as fucking Poison Ivy, I'm done. I'm done. I'm seriously, I'm done. Because I'm like, I don't want her to be Poison Ivy. But yet again, it's like, it would be that whole joke becoming reality. And there are times that I'm like, DC has really pushed the inevitable. DC has like, there's so much shit in here that I don't understand it. I just don't. I just don't understand why couldn't they just be honest? And that's the thing. They're so afraid to just take the L. Just take it and improve. Disney has done it. Disney accept their failures. They automatically said, we fucked up on the sequel trilogy. We fucked up. And I'm like, dude, that was a hard pill to swallow for me. That was a hard pill to swallow for me, because I'm like, dude, I really just, I understand what you guys were doing. You know, I don't blame you. I should, but yet again, I don't blame you, because I'm like, at this point, I'm not upset as I should, because I looked at it like a real fan should say, is it's okay to fuck up. Just be better. Sometimes, yeah, we had things too much excitement over the sequel trilogy. But, you know, it's okay to improve it, make it better. Because I look at the whole factor of the whole Star Wars prequel movies on how much people hated them, and they fixed it with the Clone Wars, with the other shows that they tied into. It's okay to say it. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to admit your failures. Just improve. That's all I can say. If you admit your failures, I could forgive you. It's an easy solution. Something that DC doesn't want to accept. Would you use mask effect? I don't know. I mean, like maybe. I mean, like I could. Like, what do you mean on like Mass Effect? Deep in Mass Effect. Can you go a little bit further with it? I mean, just I'm a little bit lost what you're trying to say. I mean, like, on terms of like expanding the universe. I mean, like, if we're talking about the multiverse, which they do have, the whole other universes, yeah, sure, I would do that with a heartbeat. I would make Universe 6, Dragon Ball Universe 6, the whole Jiren universe on that direction, Topo and Jiren, all that crap. I would definitely use that. Hell yeah. Definitely, absolutely. Had every chance to do. Yeah, exactly. They had a chance to do a DC cinematic universe. They had all the rights. They had everything in the table, but they didn't do it. They even had it. Like, I remember people, and I saw it even first. They say, okay, we're doing a Flash film, we're doing a Wonder Woman film. For the longest, if it wasn't for Zack and everyone else doing the Wonder Woman and Aquaman film, then we wouldn't have this. We would just go what sticks. And that's exactly what I think is happening. They're just going to go what sticks. They're only going to go what makes money, and that's it. It's kind of bad. It's just really bad. But the whole Marvel situation, I mean, like, for me, I really look at it like, I like the fact that, you know, Sony is going in. I like the fact that they really have a plan. And I like the fact that they are trying to connect their universes and pretty much establishing we are basically Marvel Studios 2.0. My only worries is, how long are you going to keep the rights of Spider-Man before they divert back to Foley? Because eventually it's going to get to that point where Sony gets bought by someone else. I don't think it's going to be Disney. I think someone is going to buy Sony's films and just go forward. Maybe another Japan movie or whatever. I mean, we'll see. I mean, you know, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I mean, I would like to see something. I really would. But I mean, I just don't know if they're going to go forward with that direction. I mean, there's many things that they got to go for, and there's a lot of things that they have not done, and fans like me are just very excited, but also a little bit concerned about Sony's end. But at the same time, I think their movies are going to be successful regardless what, because they are establishing their movies in the Marvel brand, in the Marvel Studios brand, and pretty much saying, "Oh, it's canon. It's part of the MCU. Go support us. Go support us. Go support us." That's where they're probably going to end up happening. I guarantee you, Venom is not going to get kicked out of the MCU just because he appeared in Spider-Man 3. In fact, I think he's going to get even more popular, and people are going to support his films even more. That's just how I see it. People are very dumb, and they're stupid on saying, "Oh, Venom 3 is going to fail," or "Venom Let There Be Carnage is going to fail because it's a PG-13 rating," and all that stuff. Like, I get it on that whole criticism. But I mean, yet again, like, could you just look at the situation, how everything is, and stop being a fan point of view? Because if that's the case, you're just they're done. You're stupid. But yet again, I mean, people don't think like, wait a minute, you're only doing this just because you want to have a crossover with Spider-Man. And to be fair, it's kind of a little bit redundant seeing Spider-Man facing Venom again in the 4th movie. But yet again, at the same time, we got to see all our favorite villains once again. So I mean, like, whatever. Imagine if Fox literally did what they did. Oh, the crossover. X-Men versus... Dude, the crossover between Avengers versus X-Men would already happen. The shit would go forward. They would do the Dark Phoenix storyline for the main story. You could have... Oh, man, it would be fucking lit. It would be fucking lit. Imagine Hugh Jackman interacting with Robert Downey Jr. and all that's... Oh, God. Oh. Oh man, I just don't. And imagine we could, and I mean we could still have it too. We could still have it too. I mean, like, it would just be. I will say this: it would just be too much. It would just be too much of just. I'm dying. I live it all. I seen it all. And I think that's what Marvel is going for. I think that's what Marvel is going for. You're gonna have it where that moment where the whole Marvel universe, and I guarantee you, the Watcher's gonna be right there next to you and saying, "You've seen it all, you saw it all, but you have not seen this." And it's the inevitable conclusion of what you have seen, everything. And it's just gonna put a smile on my face. It's just gonna put a smile on my face because I'm like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is a childhood dream that you've been dying to see so long. And it makes you happy. It makes you happy that you're finally seeing something that no studio would ever have a pair of balls doing. Kevin Feige is going to be looked upon as the godfather of Marvel movies. That guy, when people look back in the Marvel movies, because I'll say this, after the multiverse saga, I really I don't see how any further than Marvel can go. I don't, like, after that point, I think people are going to slowly just like, I think I've seen it all. I mean, I've watched all the Marvel movies, and I think we have gathered to that point to where there's really nothing that superhero is going to go. And that's why I feel like that's the death of superhero movies, where you do the multiverse and you build on such a culmination of what you have been through of your entire life. And you have watched everything that you have watched, all the Marvel movies you have seen since you were a kid, down to where you're at right now. And it's like, it's going to be a point where you're just extremely burned. That's my biggest worries about Marvel, is where they're going to be extremely burned, because you've given them the biggest end game of them all. You've given them the biggest buffet out of them all. And there's really nothing you could top it. You can't top the multiverse. You can't top it because you've done it all. You made that whole thing happen. And that's the one thing that I feel like that's going to kill the superhero genre. That's one of my biggest worries. And, honestly, I mean, like, I'm looking about the whole Spider-Man situation, and I'm kind of looking at, like, okay, I can see where they're going for on introducing all these different Spider-Mans. But my biggest wondering, and I'm just going to say this, is that theory that many fans had over the years of the reason why Uncle Ben isn't mentioned as much is because he died at an early age. What I mean is he died at the events in Iron Man 2. The whole hammer drones, the robots that were attacking in the ending of Iron Man 2. And they pretty much confirmed that whole theory of, oh yeah, that whole kid that was with Iron Man that blasted the hammer drone, that was Peter. And I'm just thinking, did Uncle Ben die on that event? Because if that was the case, that would have easily explained everything. That would have easily explained everything that you would have had going forward. And you could have it where when the whole Tobey Maguire Spider-Man tells Peter, the MCU Peter, you have a lot of things going for you, kid, but with great power comes great responsibility. And that's what I feel like needs to go for. And I really feel like he needs to be a mentor towards him. He needs to be a mentor towards him. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, I feel like that's going to be a biggest question on what happened to him after the events of Spider-Man 2. Did he hook up with MJ? Does he feel depression that he lost his girlfriend? Situations like that. And I also heard that, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is going to ask Doctor Strange to rewind time to save his girlfriend, Gwen Stacy. So kind of like changing the events in Spider-Man 2, so kind of building forward to the future. That I'm like, okay, I could see that. I could actually see him pretty much saying, hey, could you help me on this? And that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Oh, Marvel will be burned. It will be done after the end. I would say the end of the 2030s. Because I feel like they have another 20 years. They have another 20 years just to milk whatever they have. Because I'll say this, the multiverse is going to be a massive impact into the multiverse so much. It's going to be 20 years to get people burned out of this. Some people will get tired, but once you have those hardcore fans literally asking, hey, can we go do something, a new direction, kind of like the whole rebooting factor or doing a new universe and focusing a new direction on that whole thing, because that's why I feel like what's inevitable. A new, call it the Heroes Reborn saga, where the Heroes Reborn, which is basically redo everything. You get what I'm saying? I mean, to me, that's I really feel like that's the inevitable. And 616, mind asking me, are you gonna get Guardians of the Galaxy game in a couple of weeks? I already pre-ordered it. It's like fucking 4 weeks now, or 3 weeks at this point. I'm super excited for it, but I'm very concerned about that game failing. Well, what's your thoughts on Midnight Suns? Because I'd love to hear your opinion on that. After Spider-Man, yeah, I agree. I mean, like to me, I mean, I personally feel like that movie really should have been. That movie, I would say, the Spider-Man 2. It really should have been better. It really should have been better. I mean, I was expecting so much I really was. To have that movie fail in such epic fashion, God, I felt so disappointed. I really did. I really felt so disappointed in so many levels. It was almost like insulting in a way. Um, I love, Marvel, and, Spider-Man's one of my favorite superheroes. And, when I see Amazing Spider-Man 2, man, it was disappointing. But also, like, I'll just say this, hearing Hugh Jackman, not Hugh Jackman, Sam Raimi, correct myself, god damn it. Sam Raimi, on hearing how he felt on the whole backlash of Spider-Man 3 and him doing yours truly, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, it was a very interesting hearing his whole comments, because I actually felt like, for the first time, I mean, tell you the truth, it wasn't Sam Raimi's fault on the failures of Spider-Man 3. It was just the studio wanting that direction. And, they should have kept their time. I mean, I could have waited for Spider-Man 4 and have Venom then. You could easily set up Venom already there. If it ended on a cliffhanger, which it should have ended on a cliffhanger, it really would have been a good, perfect timing to have that whole suspense on that direction. But yet again, fans are very impatient, and sometimes they could ruin a product. I mean, when I look at it, a lot of times, I see a lot of fans could ruin a product. I mean, you could blame the fans on them pretty much ruining the fucking sequel trilogy, because they bitched at Disney on the whole factor of, it was too much A New Hope. Needs to be fresh and new. Then it was fresh and new. Go back to what you were. Go back to you were. It wasn't Star Wars. It's just, God, it's just fucking. If you're really gonna go like a knockoff on the original trilogy, just fucking do it. I don't care. Just do it. Do your vision. Stop being a bitch. I hate it. I extremely hate the fact that fans just absolutely love to ruin a project. And they don't want to accept the whole truth. They don't want to accept the truth of, oh yeah, we fucked up, and that's really it. So dumb. So dumb. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I want to just be real, and I'm being honest, and this is just too goddamn good. I gotta show you this. I gotta so show you this. Oh yeah, fandoms ruin everything sometimes. Yeah, I agree. Or fandoms ruin everything. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. This is totally. I could totally see this. I need your help, Logan. What do you need to? What do you need, kid? Oh yeah, I could totally see that. That would be cool if that actually happened. That would be totally cool. I would actually kind of smile at that point. I'm like, that's just sweet. And also, speaking about that Wolverine game, I'm excited for that Wolverine game. But yet again, I know that game's going to be successful. And it's kind of a bit of like, if it was a different studio, people would have talked trash about it. And, do you get what my whole frustrations on the whole Marvel gaming division? And how I really just can't stand the Spider-Man community. How they just love to just throw in their agenda. Oh, we need this character. We need that character. Well, yeah, a Daredevil game would be fantastic. A Superman game that pretty much borrows the gameplay style by God of War, absolutely. Same thing with Wonder Woman. Same thing with the whole. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. What I'm trying to say is, a lot of characters would have been great. A lot of characters would be fantastic in a video game. It's just the problem is, will it be successful? sometimes people want a certain thing. People like me. I like video games, but shooter games I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big shooter game like Call of Duty and and the whole Black Ops stuff. I'll play it, but I don't really care too much for it. I like action games. I like games that are really fun, really enjoyable, have captivating storytelling. Card games is not my cup of tea. So when I look at the whole Midnight Suns, I'm just like, oh, this is gonna totally not be my thing. I can totally tell. And I'm trying to be a good supporter on that fucking thing. And it's so difficult. It's so difficult to just be a team player on that entire video game. And it's not right. It's not fun. It's really, in a way, it's really hard. It's really hard to be a team player. But anyway.
Did you eat Katie?
Hello. Sorry about that, guys. That was my mom. I gotta let you guys go. I'm gonna do another video about this multiverse topic, and I might do more stuff like this, and I'll bring you guys next time in the chat room, and you guys can come into the call. So I'll see you guys later.